Hello to you, dear viewers. As always, it is my pleasure to welcome you to this latest edition of the news in English on Rwanda Television with me, Serish Hori. Let us start with the headlines. President Paul Kagame has officiated at the groundbreaking ceremony of the King Faisal Hospital's expansion, with the long-term expansion plans aiming to significantly increase and improve hospital infrastructure and introduce new medical services. Rwanda's National Electoral Commission has released the final results of last week's presidential and parliamentary elections here in the country. And on the international scene, a female technology entrepreneur is leading the conversation on the future of artificial intelligence in Zambia. Now the details. I'll be sitting in for Sam Kalisa for this edition. Before we begin, let us inform you that on Monday afternoon at Village Rugwiro, President Paul Kagame received the UN Under-Secretary General and Special Advisor to the UN Secretary General on the Prevention of Genocide, Alice Wairimu Nderitu, and the UN Resident Coordinator here in Rwanda, Ozania Ogileo. Their discussions focused on the work of the Office of the Special Advisor on the Prevention of Genocide, particularly combating genocidal denial, that is, and hate speech in the region as well as beyond. Now, as we noted in the headlines, President Paul Kagame has emphasized the need to strengthen Rwanda's healthcare system to develop modern medical care that meets international standards. That was earlier on Monday, as the President reiterated this at the groundbreaking ceremony of the expansion of King Faisal Hospital. Adam Squizera with the details.
The expansion activities will see King Faisal Hospital raise its capacity from 157 to 557 beds capacity, making it a referral hospital in the region. The Minister of Health, Dr. Saben Sansimana, highlighted that the expansion of the King Faisal Hospital will significantly impact the Rwanda's health sector by reducing the number of people seeking treatments abroad.
This is a great moment today as we launch this groundbreaking of an important project, the hospital that is going to be not only great for Rwandans, but also beyond Rwanda. This project started in 1986 with the aim to be a hospital for Rwanda, a good hospital for Rwanda. But with the vision of Your Excellency to think big, it's no longer that goal to be a good hospital for Rwanda, but also for Africans and for the world. You're thinking bigger and faster. As the MC has said, we are moving from 157 beds capacity to 557 bed capacity. Additional 400 beds, not just simple beds, but high quality rooms and beds. And as you said during the tour, Your Excellency, the quality and the service delivery must also be improved to taken to this level, and you are committed to do that.
Professor Senait Fessa, the Vice President of the Global Programs at the Susan Thompson Buffett Foundation, emphasized that this project reinforces Rwanda's resilience over the last 30 years, showcasing vision and leadership that prioritizes citizens' well-being.
For me, this is not just a building, but rather a beacon of hope, dignity, and progress for Rwanda and beyond. You've heard Minister Saban talk about the 30 years. For me, just when I look at Rwanda in 30 years, it has risen from the shadows of the genocide against the Tutsis to a symbol of resilience and unity. And under President Kagame's visionary leadership, the nation has really transformed. And today, we lay the foundation for a world-class medical facility that would have a teaching hospital, further solidifying our journey from tragedy to triumph. This medical center is a testament to what visionary leadership and collective determination can achieve. It stands for putting citizens' well-being first. No longer will Rwandans need to travel abroad for advanced health care.
President Paul Kagame, while officiating the groundbreaking ceremony for the expansion of King Faisal Hospital, expressed his expectation that the project will significantly contribute to enhancing the capacity building of the Rwanda's health sector.
Therefore, you don't expect, after many years of trying to do that, to keep sending patients, for example, outside. So you send people to go and train outside, they come back, but you keep sending patients outside to be treated outside. So it doesn't add up. We want, therefore, that to translate into growth of capacity here in our country in as many fields as we can. And therefore, our people and others from the region being able to get the services they need from us, from here. Things we build here, with these facilities, infrastructure facilities, or therefore the capacity is built in the people to provide the services required.
The head of state also expressed his commitment to addressing some of the issues raised regarding the services provided at the King Faisal Hospital. This effort aims to further improve the hospital's performance in alignment with the ongoing expansion projects.
For many other problems that I know have been connected with this place, for what has been going on, I intend to work closely with our different departments, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Finance, and those partners I mentioned earlier, to make sure we fix the problems that exist as we move towards these very nice projects that we are likely to have in the near future.
The expansion of King Faisal Hospital is a mega project that will significantly enhance health services and provide training professionals. The first cohort of trainees is expected to start in September this year, with the project scheduled for completion in 2 years. Shutter Group Africa will lead the construction activities for this project. Adam Squizera, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Adams. Now, the National Electoral Commission has released the final results of last week's presidential and parliamentary elections, confirming that in the presidential polls, the RPF's Paul Kagame received 99.18% of the votes, followed by Frank Habineza of the Green Party with 0.50% of the votes, and finally the independent candidate Philip Maimana with 0.32%. In the parliamentary elections, the RPF Inkotanyi Party and its coalition of 8 other political parties took 37 seats. The Liberal Party secured 5, the same as the Social Democratic Party. The Green Party got 2, and the Ideal Democratic Party also got 2, as did PS Imbera Kuri, while the independent candidate Janvier Sengiyumva did not get enough votes to secure a spot in Parliament. Speaking to RBA, the Executive Secretary of the National Electoral Commission, Charles Munyaneza, commended how the elections went, noting that they showed how far the country has come in democracy. The final results of the general elections did not differ from the provisional ones that preceded them. The Minister of State for Foreign Affairs in charge of regional cooperation, retired General James Kabarebe, has pointed out that the efforts put into liberating the country 30 years ago were not in vain, because the current youth are making great progress in building the nation. Olive Nete has the details.
We are so happy to have you here.
On Monday, retired General James Kabarebe held discussions with Rwandan youth living in the diaspora who are currently visiting different parts of the country as part of the Rwanda Youth Tour. This initiative brings together young Rwandans aged between 18 and 25 from various continents to better understand the history, culture, and heritage of their homeland. Some of these youths were born abroad, while others moved to foreign countries later in life. They emphasized the importance of knowing Rwanda's history and exploring the opportunities available in the country.
For me, there's two main things I'm looking forward to. One is obviously the places, the stories that we'll get to discover and talk about in detail. Going to places like the Liberation Trail, the Genocide Memorial, amongst others, is just to see the story, to see how, you know, the genocide happened, the things leading up to it, the things that happened during it, and also what happened afterwards and the effects that it had on our society. And then Liberation Trail to see the impact and the journey that the RPF soldiers had.
I think that the Rwandan Youth Tour is a really, really good initiative. I think that it allows a lot of young Rwandans from the diaspora who don't necessarily have or had the chance to come here to Rwanda to learn about their culture in a very immersive way, I think. You're here for 2 weeks and you're part of so many different tours. You go to Gisenyi, you go to the Sende. So yeah, I think it's a very, very great initiative and it allows Rwandans to get a deeper understanding of their culture and their heritage. In these 2 weeks, I think I'm going to learn a lot more about the RPF, or which used to be the RPA, the history of the genocide, how it happened and how it was eventually defeated.
I think it's important to visit my home country so I can understand my roots and where my upbringing is from, understand the values that we have as a country and our people. And it's important to visit back so we can be more educated and learn how to make meaningful contributions back to the development of our country.
The Minister of State of Youth and Arts, Sandrine Umutoni, reminded the youth that building the country is also their responsibility.
We have so much to offer and all we are asking is for you to give us a chance to tap into that potential. So as you already know, in terms of figures, Rwanda, like the rest of the continent, is very young. So what this means for us is there is an even greater challenge to make sure that our young people and our children are properly educated, that they are properly trained, that they are properly supported. So what we are saying again to our young people is you are young, you are full of energy, you are full of ambition, creativity. Again, use it for the good of your communities, whether you are still based outside or planning on moving to Rwanda, use it for the good of your communities. Always try to make connections between what's happening over there, the countries that you are living in right now, and what you could benefit in Rwanda.
During a dialogue with the young people from the diaspora, the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs in charge of regional cooperation, retired General James Kabarebe, emphasized that the efforts put into liberating the country were not put to waste because Rwanda now has young people who are ready to build the country in a sustainable way.
30 years ago, when we just stopped genocide, we had one question lingering on our minds. What would our youth be looking like, be thinking of? What would be their attitude? What would be their strength 30 years after? Some of us are happy that we have lived now 30 years after genocide and happy to see the kind of youth we were thinking of before us. And most importantly, that gives us energy is that we are happy the youth we expected to have 30 years after genocide is the kind of youth that we have today. The youth that is energetic, the youth that is patriotic, the youth that is ready to carry on the mantle of the struggle, to carry on from where your predecessors have reached, have taken the country, and even to move faster.
Retired General James Kabarebe also told the youth that being outside the country should be seen as a good opportunity to benefit from wisdom that will help them build themselves and also contribute in building their country.
No country has developed in this world where its citizens have not loved it passionately. It's only where citizens of a country, especially the youth, have loved their own country with great passion that that country or those countries have developed. So you seem to have what it takes for a country to move forward. And we can only encourage you to keep the momentum, to love your country, work for it. And it's the only reason why you would be staying outside Rwanda. It's the only reason that you would be staying in the diaspora. What else would you be staying abroad for if it was not to search for knowledge, to search for the best practices that would help develop yourselves but also develop your country? There is no other reason that would keep you outside. So you are there, you are out there, wherever you are, in those countries, in Europe especially, just to search for knowledge, to search for best practices that would help you to develop yourselves, but also to contribute to the development of your country.
This is the 4th edition of the Rwanda Youth Tour, which will be lasting 2 weeks. It features 50 participants from countries such as Canada, Belgium, England, and Switzerland. They will visit key sites, including the Kigali Genocide Memorial and the Campaign Against Genocide Museum. Olive Nete, RTV News.
Thank you, Olive. Now, on Tuesday, we'll see the start of the national exams for O and A-level students in secondary schools here in Rwanda, and those who will be sitting for the examinations say they are ready for the challenges ahead. We have the details with Prince Manzi.
In Lycée de Kigali, 507 students set to do their national examinations concluding the advanced level were given final briefings. This briefing was also provided in other various centers for national examinations.
Given with
the experience I got in P6 examinations, I am ready. I revised, and they won't ask what you didn't revise. Apart from students, supervisors were also briefed on their comportments during these exams. José Usawa Mahoro, the leader of the Lycée de Kigali Center of Exams, reiterates that everything is in order and the issues noticed recently were addressed. The National Examination and School Inspection Authority demonstrates that in general, all preparations are over prior to the kick-off examinations on Tuesday. The head of the Basic Education and TVET Examinations Department in this authority, Jean-Claude Nzeyimana, reiterates that this year's exams are special, with nurses examined for the first time theoretically.
Mu kwezi kwa gatandatu bakoze ikizamini ngiro, ni ikizamini bakorera mu bitaro, ariko ubu ngubu guhera ejo barakora ikizamini cyanditse kizabahesha impamya.
In June they did practical exams in hospitals, and from tomorrow they will do theory exams that will lead them to their certificates. Another speciality is that the disabled will be assisted in all ways for them to perform well. The head of the Basic Education and TVET Examinations Department in the National Examination and School Inspection Authority, Jean-Claude Nzeyimana, urges students to behave and strive for a fair success. The National Examination and School Inspection Authority demonstrates that its students set to do their exams on Tuesday, 143,842 are from the ordinary level, 56,537 are from the advanced level, 4,068 are concluding from teachers' training schools, 30,922 are from TVET schools, and 203 are concluding nursing.
Thank you, Prince Manzi, for that report. Now, staying with educational matters. All lower primary students from P1 to P3 with less than 40% of their academic year are 343,645 students in total, and they had to repeat their classes. They are required to pursue learning programs that will start on the 29th of this month of July and end on the 30th of August. The aim of the program is to provide foundational skills in subjects like Kinyarwanda, English and math to students who lag behind their counterparts in school performance. With more is Katia Ineza.
The Rwandan Education Board provided a remedial learning program of Kinyarwanda, English, and mathematics that will take place on the 29th July to the 30th August for all the lower primary students in P1 to P3 at risk of repetition or dropping out. The remedial learning program targets basic skills such as Kinyarwanda, English, and mathematical skills. Before carrying out this program, teachers must assess learners in their own classes and then provide remedial activities according to their ability. The following are some of the teachers that confirmed that the remedial learning program was a great need for certain students.
Young kids are intelligent, but they fail because of distractions. The remedial learning program is for the distracted, slow learners, weak students to catch up on the courses.
If the students are lesser and given more attention, it would definitely help them. This program was needed because I wanted to be able to help these kids.
icyo mbona aya mahugurwa azadufasha urabona n'ubundi gahunda nzamura ubushobozi mwarimu yarasanzwe ayikora.
This program will support teachers and gain more training on how they can also help the students to catch up on the lessons and get better in their education.
Dr. Mbarushimana Nelson, the Director General of Rwandan Education Board, said that the decision for the students to not repeat the classes will be taken after the program. On the other side, some of the students with great academic performance are training their artistic knowledge rather than staying home watching television. The Director General of Rwanda Education Board, Dr. Mbarushimana Nelson, advises students to catch up on their lessons rather than getting distracted. The remedial learning program concerns about 343,645 lower primary students from primary 1 to primary 3, and this will include 29,200 teachers teaching Kinyarwanda, English, and mathematics to their students. Inez Aketia, RwandaTV News.
Thank you again for taking the time to join us for the news. Stay with RBA as more programs continue. I'll be seeing you soon. Goodbye.